CoastLife, we just told you a few minutes ago that we have a very important person, a local hero, on the CoastLife couch. If you haven't guessed who it is, we're going to tell you who right now. We have TJ Webb back on CoastLife. TJ, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, happy to have you back. So if TJ's name sounds familiar to you, his face seems familiar to you, it should. Yes. We called you a local hero because you truly are one. TJ is a retired Milford police officer, but TJ, you went through something very tragic in the year 2020.
Right.
If you don't mind, for people who don't know your story, if you could tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I'm a retired police officer here locally. I retired in December of 22 after some wounds sustained from a shooting I was in December of 2020.
So yeah, a lot that you went through. Do you mind kind of sharing the year 2020 to 2022,
Sure.
what your life looked like in those 2 years?
Yeah, so leading up to the shooting, I was assigned to a task force with the U.S. Marshal Service. December 10th, 2020, I was involved in a shooting. I was shot multiple times, 6 times, went through a number of surgeries over the next 2 years, and kind of had to refocus my life from law enforcement to what I wanted to do next. So what I wanted to do when I grew up, pretty much, And I'm doing some things that I never thought I'd be doing. Public speaking. I just wrote a book. So things have really taken a turn for me, but it's been an adventure for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. And I think last time you were here, we talked a little bit about that public speaking things you were doing. You let us know that you were writing a book, which we have here with us today. Just one more. You can see the book right there. What made you write a book?
So early stages of my recovery, while I was in the hospital, I kept a journal, kept a diary, just on my day-to-day, how I was doing physically, mentally, just something for me to look back on and see how I progressed through the healing process. And one day I was just kind of sitting around, and I thought, I think I have something here. And then it was just a matter of going back and filling in the gaps with certain things, and it turned into a book. But which kind of put me in the direction of what I want to do. I want to give back to the community, to my law enforcement community, help people in any way that I can get through their struggles and their setbacks in life.
Yeah, so what has sort of the reception been of this book, Just One More, from folks who have read it? Do you feel like you're achieving that mission of helping people and giving back to the community?
Yeah, it's been great. I get messages from people all the time that can relate to something that I have in that book, which is really cool. I didn't know what to expect when I put it out there. But the number of people that have connected with it and reached out to me is unbelievable, and I love hearing all their stories. It's really neat. Yeah.
Definitely. What kind of I was going to not stories from your accident, but from after that. What kind of things can we expect in the book? Advice for people, motivation. What else do you have in there?
Yeah, advice, motivation. It's my favorite part about the book is it's really a look into your typical life of a first responder or a police officer. You'll read things in there that we all go through through our careers, and you're going to learn things about me and my career that I could have handled a lot differently. I could have handled better, and it's a learning experience. And anybody can pick this book up and get something out of it. It doesn't have to be a cop or a first responder. It can be anybody. You can learn something in there about yourself. You can learn something about how to get through setbacks in your own life, and that's one of my favorite parts about it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's great about a book like this is that sometimes when you hear, I don't want to say motivational speaking books, but from somebody who hasn't gone through struggles, you're like, well, how can I relate to this? Like, I'm going through something really, really difficult right now, but they make this sound so easy. But I think something that's as honest as this book is what probably touches a lot of heartstrings with a lot of people.
It's a lot about self-leadership.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of leadership out of this book. Self-leadership and discipline is really the key to anything you want to do in life. Motivation is great, but motivation is not always going to be there for you. It comes and goes. Discipline is the key. It's the key to life and success, and that's what I hope people get out of this book.
Definitely. Well, I know a lot of people can't wait to get their hands on it. So where can they buy Just One More?
Find it on my website, thetjwebb.com. You can pick it up there for right now, and that's it.
Perfect. Nice. Sounds good. All right, do that right now, you guys. TJ, thank you for being here today, but also for giving us insight into some of the, truthfully, the worst times of your life, I would imagine. But I think it's going to be humbling, sobering for a lot of people, and motivational, I hope, as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you again. All right, you guys, some more CoastLife coming your way. Don't forget to go to the website, get Just One More right now. You can do that because we'll be back in a couple minutes.